10 pointers. Okay, we're actually starting.
Time has come. Semifinal 2 is gonna start. Quick reminder maybe, Semifinal 1, Afi and Carl Jr. managed to get through, so those are safe in the grand final already, and now it will be decided who will accompany them in the next match.
Okay, we have a warm-up. Are we already live?
We are already live, I think.
Okay, yeah, there we go. We are live. I'm just gonna go with the map preview here because we have a longer warm-up. But there you can see the zigzag map from Zazimuth, and maybe you can tell us what the WR on this map is, Kanali.
Yes, the WR on this track. Wait, this track is not in the campaign.
Is it not?
No.
Great.
Oops. Fantastic.
I think it's like a 118 or 117 or something.
Yeah, something around that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Alright, we're going into the first round actually. We are indeed live now. First round is starting.
Yeah, go ahead, take it over.
Alright, start, nothing too special over here. Kappa with the best slide, but everybody is still close. We see different lines here in the dirt actually. Some people are opting for a more inside line, other people go outside for more exit speed. But in the end, you saw Kappa was going for the inside line. It is pretty equal. It's just a personal preference. Now here to jump into the freewheel slide, not too easy. Then players can opt for a side jump here. Everybody is doing that because it really saves quite a bit. Then the entry into the bobsleigh is quite important because you carry the exit speed all the way through the looping. You see Massa got it really nicely here. But the round is still close. The last one is only 0.25 behind the first player. So it will probably depend on the identity here. So let's see what is going to happen here. Let's maybe follow the perspective of Pac here. He is not getting the first jump too well, but he still has a shot at jumping quite far down here. Actually getting overtaken by Kappa. Now this slide here is very important as well, because you carry a lot of exit speed. Let's see, Pac currently in last place, but he can maybe catch up with the last slide. We will see. It's a very close round actually. Nobody's touching Pac with good speed. Oh, Pac sniping Massa. And what a close first round. Holy moly.
Oh,
that's a very sick round. Players only 0.14 apart from each other. Oh my god.
Oh, what was that round? That was already showing us where the journey is going. Massa got last and was 0.15 behind Scrappy here. So that was very, very close. Pac almost sniping that first position there. By not being too far behind as well, because he had great exit speed, but only getting himself 4 points. So not the best start for the MnM driver. Goes so close there to the barrier, almost touches it, but look at the speed from Pac here. Into round number 2 we go. We play 4 rounds on each track, and this is round number 2. There you can see the point repetition again, 10, 6, 4, and 3 for the respective positions. Point limit is 140 with finest mode enabled. So finest mode means that you have to win one more round if you have surpassed the 140 point threshold. But let's focus on the round here. We are 40 seconds into the map, and right now it is Pac leading the round. Scrappy with a different approach, does not go for the outside line as Pac does. And look at this speed from Pac going into the lead. Great amount of speed for him accumulated, but now the identity of course coming up. It's very important to either catch your gear, I think, or just get the more direct line. Then Scrappy has done it. So Scrappy with more speed, but not the best approach in this part. So it's a neck and neck battle between the Lazarus player and Pac here. All in this last rift, Scrappy going a little bit more outside, but it's also him with more speed. This will be all in the last rift again, and Massa also in the mix. Pac with a great line. Who's gonna take it? Massa, Pac, or Scrappy? It will be Massa barely finishing, but only on P3, Scrappy on second, and Pac takes home the first victory of this semifinal 2 for MnM Gaming.
Yeah, what a race here actually, and sick time by Pac, 0.49. We still don't know what the world record is, but I think, like, I'm very safe to say that that is a very sick time. So we are now going into the third round on this track. We see 4 rounds on each map as a quick reminder. So this is round 3 out of 4. And currently Massa with the best start over here. Kappa already a bit behind. He didn't crash though, but he already lost like 0.2 to the others. But otherwise, still a very close round. Oh, Pac driving over the barrier. He still managed to save it. Interesting. But he lost quite a bit to the lead. So winning this round will be a very tough challenge for him. But let's see. Maybe with a godlike ending, he still has a shot. But otherwise, he definitely wants to stay ahead of Kappa. And look how Pac is actually getting closer. Scrappy with a touch here. And now Pac is almost at Massa's booty. Absolutely insane how Pac managed to catch up here. He is only 0.1 behind Massa now. He is driving the round of his life apparently. And he's definitely still has a shot of overtaking Massa. It depends on the identity. We will see. Oh, Massa clipping a bit, but he didn't lose a lot of time. Pac, therefore, with a better jump, also jumping a lot further here. Massa with a bit more exit speed, so it is still very close. Oi, oi, oi. Now the jump into this slide. Massa getting it really nice. Pac almost touching because he got airtime from the downhill, and Kappa is also closing in. So where will Pac end up with? Can he overtake Kappa in the last jump?
Whoa!
No! Oh, and Massa. Massa almost missed finish. Pac sadly got sniped by Kappa here, but what an effort by Pac. He made a small mistake at the start, but he still caught up so much there.
What is that scary ending from Massa? All the time he bounces off of the finish every round, but eventually now he has won it. So Massa actually has WD on this track with a 117.15.
I also just found it.
Yeah, I just sent you the new thingy. I checked the wrong one, but take a look onto the points. That what we were predicting: 17, 19, 18, and 15 points. So 4 points between the top 4 here, and only the first 2 players are going through. Let's go into the last round on Zigzag. This could also be the decider if it's map number 6, because we're gonna start with the cycle again, because there are 5 maps in the map pool. But let's just go ahead into this round. Who will claim the lead here actually? Can it be Kappa with 25 points going into the lead, or maybe Scrappy extending his lead to 29 points right now? It's looking really, really good for him. Kappa with a mistake, but doesn't really lose too much, so he can still have a saying if someone fails the ending. But let's follow Pac here for the last identity. The last identity on Zigzag, and then we're gonna go to the next map. Pac with a lot of speed, presses B for boost, goes into the lead, but of course jumps very far into this one, so he loses a lot of speed. So Scrappy is closing in again, and also it is Massa in the mix. Scrappy not with the best line there, doesn't have the best amount of speed, so we're between Massa and Pac. Pac with the outside approach, Massa again with a very risky line there. Pac will take it! Yes, what a round again!
What a snipe.
Oh man.
What a snipe by Pac here. Oh my god. But the last slide was absolutely insane by him, and we have another really sick winning time. It's a .61. It's not even half a second behind world record on such a difficult map. Like, this .61 would currently be 7th place in the world, so absolutely sick time here by Pac.
Absolutely.
A great effort by him overtaking. And we are now going to the second map of the match, so let's see what it will be.
Big slalom. I don't know, I have the feeling it's slalom.
Alright, I say TURBOSTAIRS.
I think TURBOSTAIRS is banned.
Wait, no, it's slalom. Incredible, this turbo guy. Alright, so we play slalom.
TURBOSTAIRS is always a ban for Pac, because he was really struggling on this one, I think. But yeah, there's the map preview right now. I don't think that you can see it on the Granadi POV, but that is what it is. We still have a little bit of warm-up before we're gonna go live. And yeah, right now the standings are very close actually. Kappa is in last, 18 points. Scrappy and Pac are leading, and also Massa is tying up with Scrappy, so actually tie second place between Scrappy and Massa here. So very, very close between all the players.
Yeah, this the first round, the first map already showed on what equal level the players are. It's absolutely close. First and last place only 10 points apart from each other. That's like nothing. So yeah, we're gonna go into the first round on Slalom. Yeah, very interesting map, not too easy. I would also say this one is more of a difficult map. And as the name already suggests, we have a lot of slalom parts. This is the first one here, rather basic, not a lot can happen here. Massa already a bit behind though, but it's only 0.1, so nothing too crazy. Therefore, Pac is still in the lead currently, battling with Crappy. We're now approaching the dirt part, where we will find the second slalom part of the map. Actually, Pac overtaking Crappy here. I don't know what happened there, but here is the second slalom part. Now reactor boost into the third slalom part. Uphill here, very difficult to do. But Pac getting it really well here. Absolutely insane. Now into the grass part, and after the grass part comes the identity already. Definitely the hardest part of the map, so let's see how Pac will do it. We have this 180 ice slide. It is very tricky. You can easily lose grip, but Pac getting it really well.
Wow.
Now the downhill, you need to dodge all the obstacles. Pac is doing it well. Now don't hit the speakers on the right. And Pac is winning the first round, and everybody else actually crashed.
What a time. 104.57. That is 0.34 away from WR.
Oh.
Okay, Pac. I think Pac is angry. Dude, what a time.
Very quick time.
That is very, very fast. Concerning all the parts you mentioned, the zigzag, especially this uphill zigzag, the third zigzag, you can lose so much time by getting a wrong entry into the part or just jumping off of it. a lot. And also Massa not with the best gear management at the start, so he lost a little bit of time by the looks of it. I thought that he steered it a little bit too early, but he lost only a tiny tad, so only 0.05 of a second. So Pac and Scrappy leading again, and they are not leading in the total ranking because it's Massa who was overtaking Scrappy with his second place, but everyone was behind Pac there. Pac was also very dominant in the Trackmania Grandleague group stage on the 6-lapper. Maybe you remember, I think he won 3 out of 3 6-lappers on this map.
Yeah,
but right
he
now,
was absolutely insane.
But right now, Pac with a mistake. So first mistake from Pac here in this match, and right now he doesn't find himself in the top 3 fight. Scrappy, Massa, and Kappa will declare the 10-pointer under themselves. Of course, the identity still matters here. Scrappy does it good. Kappa with a rather safe approach, but gets a lot of speed over this part. But is it enough to overtake Massa and Scrappy? Right now it's between Massa and Scrappy, but Scrappy with the best amount of speed in the ending, and he will eventually take that 10-pointer. And also a great time here, 104.54.8, also beating the time from a Pac that he has set beforehand. But definitely a close round again, and Scrappy will take 10 points and goes into second place again.
Yep. Times here that we see in the rounds are absolutely insane. Like 0.3 behind world record in a match situation where everybody is nervous. That is very impressive. So the times here are really sick. That is a very high level of Trackmania here. And we're now going into the third round of Slalom. So, start nothing too special, but Massa is clipping. So Massa is probably already out of this round since he has no speed for the wall ride. So he's probably out, but otherwise still a very close round. Pac currently in the lead, getting followed by Scrappy and Kappa. Now the entry into the dirt section, you actually wanna drop your gear intentionally there. Everybody is making that. Now the slalom onto the dirt, nothing's happening here either. Now the speed up the hill is very important. Who will get the most speed? It is actually Pac. Pac getting it really well. So he will be the first one to approach the identity in this round, unless he chokes the grass, which we don't hope so. Nope, making it. So now let's see what the identity brings. Kappa is still very close, and also Scrappy is still within reach. So let's see what happens here. Pac going very far up, but he still got it well. Who will make it, Kappa or Pac? It's an absolutely close battle here. Who has having more speed? Pac has more speed. He is overtaking in the jump, and he wins another round here.
Wow, I mean, there was this small counter steer from Pac to the right, which got him more speed, I think, because Kappa couldn't accelerate that well there, but still a second place for Kappa. But this was decided by one steering movement, and you can see how unforgiving it is on ice. I mean, I've played a little bit of the icy spring campaign as well as Granadi, but ice is really something that is really, really hard to do, and you can see why. Just one input, one different input, and you are falling down tremendously. So Pac eventually wins this round, and with that also extends his lead, since it was Kappa who has gotten himself that second position. Right now it is still Scrappy in second place overall, and also in this round, batting it out with Scrappy. But look at that, Massa with a great line, but had to oversteer a little bit. Now here important to just get a nose slide, don't oversteer in this part as well, and as Granadi said, accumulate as much speed as possible over this uphill. But we have a close round here. Last round on Slalom, it is Pac leading out of Massa. Massa with a late release here, and also gets overtaken by Scrappy. Gets an inside line, but with that has not as much speed as Kappa and also as Scrappy, who is gonna win this round. This is super close to call here. Massa with a good approach. Also Pac does a really good. Kappa also in the mix. Kappa actually overtaking Massa here, and Kappa will get himself another second place. But what a great round here. Scrappy has made that mistake, but 0.50 between first and third position is a banger of a round, and it seems that Kappa has arrived in the match, and Pac is walking away here and extends his lead yet again to 18 points already, Granadi.
Yeah, seems like Pac is has improved a lot on him, because he actually won 3 out of 4 rounds, didn't he? Like, absolutely sick performance by him on this track, and he, as you just said, 18 points of a lead now. That is already quite a lot. So now let's see what the next map will bring. It will be the second new map. It is called TURBOSTAIRS, made by DESKA.
There we go. There you can see the presentation. Actually, unusual that we see this map. It was usually Pac banning this map last week, but of course he maybe has put in some practice. We don't know, but there is the map preview. Also one of the new maps from DESKA, as Granadi was pointing out beforehand. And there you can see the identity. Very important to touch the booster as early as possible and don't get yourself any airtime. So very tricky. And also for me, the map made the impression that it's, yeah, how you can say that? It's rather slow, this map.
Yeah, it is a very slow-paced map overall, especially in comparison to other maps, but this doesn't mean that the map is easy or something. This map still is very difficult, very technical, and yeah, I would say we go into the first round here, so let's see what that one brings and how Pac is doing today on this track. He gets the best start out of them all actually, never mind, he has less speed, so it's very close overall. Now a tight slide to the right, now the important entry into this third part can be a bit tricky, but everybody getting it well. Now another uphill right section before we enter the next dirt section over here. Pac actually going for a very interesting line here, and that actually gains him quite a bit. He went to the outside road part, the black one, in order to have a bit more grip for the entry, and he actually gained a bit. Now this upper left slide is very important. Also this dirt entry, Pac getting it not too well. He doesn't have the best speed, so Kappa and Scrappy catch up, and they are within each other. Only Massa a bit behind. So now we are getting closer to identity, and that one will most likely decide the whole round. Who will go maybe for the Neo Slides strategy? Who will go for the No Slides? Everybody going for the Neo Slides! Oh my god, I did not expect that. Pac getting it really well, but so does Kappa. So who will get the last one better? Whoa. It is actually Pac not getting it well. Can he at least secure second place? Yes, he can. That is good that he still got that. Kappa with a victory here, but Pac still with a solid second place.
Yeah, and also Kappa with a great time here, 108.27, which is roughly 0.55 away from WR. The WR is actually occupied by Papoose, unfortunately already eliminated out of this tournament. And then the second WR, note that down, is Pac, set 1 hour ago. So Pac has really put in some practice on this map. It's not his pick, but definitely a map that doesn't seem to be as bad for him as it used to be last week. So he has put in some practice into this one and has gotten himself a second position ahead of Massa, which was important. But look how close it is for P2 concerning the points. Also Pac here getting himself the most outside line and also accelerates a little bit on the beam part on the black thingy, which is of course not a dirt. It is normal tarmac or just a black block texture. So Pac had it really good and is extending his lead here and goes yeah, for a different line that is paying off eventually. So we have seen that in a lot of parts. I remember Afi doing that on, I think it was Arctic Split or something, where he went for a different line. But now Pac goes into the identity first, clips it a bit, but still is leading. Kappa is closing in though, but again a great line from Pac into the lead and gets it. Kappa is losing it here, so Massa's overtaking him, but Pac with a great round here. A 107.928. This is 0.1 array of Pac's PB, or from Pac's PB, and with that, Pac is absolutely dominating this match. Wow, what a time, man.
What an insane time. 0.2 behind the current world record, as you just said, 0.1 behind his personal best. And this would have been 5th in the world. No other player in this match has a time better than that, except for Scrappy. But holy moly, what a time. So Pac apparently is very well prepared for this track. We're now going into the third round. Everybody is making the start. Also this time no mistake by Massa, who choked the previous 2 rounds. So we will maybe have a very good fight by everyone here. Now the entry into the dirt, everybody getting it very well. We see a few different lines, but doesn't matter too much. Now the special line by Pac that we saw, he's going onto the black. He didn't get it that well this time though, but he still catches up to Kappa. And he is in a fight with Massa as well. Only Scrappy a bit behind at the moment. Now the speed up the hill is important. Pac is very good on technical maps, so he got that one very well. Entry into the dirt also good, but Kappa pretty much driving the exact same lines all the time. So they are pretty much equal to each other. And it will depend on the identity again. Pac is going for the Neo Slide strat, which is a lot faster than just going for the No Slides. So let's see how well he will get it this time. Oh, he is clipping a bit. Kappa is overtaking. Oh, not the best one again. Touching the CP. But where's Massa going? Massa going to nowhere, and Pac will get a second place again. Pretty good round here by Kappa, and Pac solid second place, now going up to 83 points and having a very good lead to the others already. 21 points ahead of second, and also the others are quite a bit away.
So great to see that Pac eventually got himself another second place, even though he got a wonky identity. But still, with that, he's extending his lead, and the others are just, yeah, closing in. I mean, Kappa is at 62 points, so a good comeback, overtaking both Massa and Scrappy. But of course, the point limit is 140, so the only player who's halfway through is Pac. 70 points is the half mark, and then of course you still have to win in the finals mode, so you have to win one more round if you have reached that point threshold. So now Pac gets the line. He didn't get it last time because you want to, yeah, anticipate your steering movement, and your back of the car is just, yeah, like going into the right direction if you steer to the left. So that's how it works, and Pac does it yeah, quite well here, but finds himself on second position before the identity. Now here also you can go for a sneaky no-slide strat to gain some extra kilometers per hour. Now the tag part before the identity, small drifts here. Now the neo-slide, everyone is going for it. Kappa clips it, and also Pac overtakes it, but fails the neo-slide here and falls down to that last position. So Scrappy and Massa overtaking him, but who's gonna win this round? Is it Scrappy or Kappa? It is Kappa, not sniping, actually staying ahead here. I thought that Kappa had it, but Scrappy with more speed, so my camera was just a little bit off there. So Scrappy takes the 10-pointer that he was in need of and closes in to both Kappa and Pac.
Yeah, Kappa was actually doing really well here on this track as well. So he managed to catch up a bit to Pac as well, but Pac still with a solid lead of, I think, exactly 20 points. So still a very good position for him at the moment. But yeah, we still have quite a long way to go until finalist mode. Pac still needs to gain 45 points. So, no, 54 points. Quick maths. And yeah, the others need to gain even more. So, yeah, we're now going on to Paradise. Quite long map. Also not too easy overall. But yeah, very interesting map here. Very punishing identity as well, which can shuffle the whole round basically in the ending. So very exciting one over here. So yeah, I don't know, maybe you know how good or how well prepared Pac is on this certain track.
So
how he was doing last.
It seems that this was Pac's pick as well, because he was the first seeded player. Maybe he did that on purpose, I don't know. But Pac has a top 3 time on this one, 107.956. Then we have Kappa on second place, Massa on first, and you know who's on fourth? Scrappy.
It is Scrappy. The top 4 in terms of world records here is the top 4 that we see over here. That is absolutely insane. Wow. So this is basically the top 4 players on this track are battling with each other. That is like absolutely perfect. So let's see what the first round brings here. Scrappy is a bit behind. It is, yeah, roughly 0.3, but the others are still fighting in the top. But to be honest, the map gets harder the further you go. So the first half of it is nothing too crazy. But it starts getting more difficult after this third turn here. You have this uphill where you can possibly fly off. You definitely want to keep ground contact. Everybody is making it. Now this slide here to the left, very tricky with the freewheel. And now you want to keep the gear afterwards. Very important. Pac is getting it. Otherwise you lose a lot of speed. And now Pac already like 0.3 ahead of Massa. So looking very good for him. No! Oh, it's not looking good for him anymore. Still in third place though. And Massa and Scrappy currently battling in the lead. Who will get it? You can see the identity here. Who's getting it? It is Massa. Massa with more speed. Pac luckily still getting third after that small mistake. So yeah, but we saw the Pac definitely has the pace. He is fast here, so hopefully we can see him winning the next round.
Yeah, I mean, it is third and fourth getting the 10 and 6 points. So now the player field is in between 22 points of each other. And look at that. For the second place, 71, 70, and 68 points. But we see already the first mistake in this round. It seems that Scrappy went for a different line, and now, of course, he has not the mass amount of speed, so he also got a gear down there and cannot judge that line, so he had to respawn. So Scrappy fully out on this round. But, yeah, I mean, I was also talking about that gear on this freewheel part, which is the second hardest part on this track, of course, including the identity. Really, really important to nail that. But yeah, nice caster's curse as well there that you put there. Really, yeah, making it look like that I cast, you know, because I'm also a very, very good caster's cursor. But let's just take a look onto this round. It is Pac leading together with Massa, but Massa with a bad line there, risking it so much and eventually touching the wall. So Pac can elevate himself up to 100 points and extend his lead again. But there's still Kappa who's going for a very close line, and Pac actually gets stuck to the wall. So another... Oh man, another mistake from Pac just before or in this identity in the last part of it. And also not the best round here, 108.5 as the winning time, but still the fastest set match time. Then we have Massa 1 second behind. Pac still gets third and Scrappy after the respawn in fourth. So everyone seems to struggle on this map, Granadi.
Yeah, apparently. And also Pac failing the identity for this, or failing close to the identity the second time already. So maybe not too good, because now in the upcoming rounds he will be even more nervous at that section. So yeah, we'll see. Actually, we see a different line here in the start by Scrappy and Pac. They're going for the nose slide in the first 90-degree dirt corner to have a bit more exit speed. it's a brand new line, which I also just heard that on the official cast like 1 hour ago, which can save up to 0.2 apparently. So very interesting that Pac and Scrappy are only going for it. But yeah, let's hope Pac will finally survive this round, because he definitely has the pace. In the previous 2 rounds, he was first when we approached the identity. So he, in theory, is the fastest, but he needs to survive the identity, of course. So let's hope that he can do it this round. The round itself, very close here. Nobody made a mistake so far. They are only 0.1 apart from each other. Kappa not having the best speed. But now the important slide with the gear at the ending. Who will get it the best? Pac getting it well, Kappa getting it not too well. No, never mind. He already is. He still is here. Same with Massa. Never mind. Dude, I'm actually stupid. Massa crashed. So let's go into the identity here. What will happen? Pac surviving the first one this time, apparently. Having more speed than Scrappy. Who will make it? The last one is going to decide who's going to hit the finish the fastest. It is Pac. Very important win here for Pac. He finally managed to survive, and he shows that he can win. Furthermore, absolutely sick time here. Only 0.4 behind the current world record. Only 0.3 behind Pac, his PB. So very good pace here, but also Scrappy really close. So seems like players are slowly warmed up on this map.
Yeah,
so maybe the last round that we're going to see is going to be very close again.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe you jinxed it now. We don't know, but of course that was the fastest time that we have seen, and also the fastest round. It was Kappa risking it there, and Massa making a mistake on that, second identity in my eyes, the freewheel part where you want to hold the gear. Massa has clipped the wall there and didn't get it too well, so he finds himself on third position at the moment, and bear in mind only the top 2 are going to the final. Right now it's looking really good for Pac, who is 20 points out of Kappa, who had a great comeback and has accumulated a lot of points in the last couple of rounds. And is 4 points out of Massa. And then we have Scrappy on last with 77 points. But it's nothing decided here for the second place thus far. It is Pac currently leading this round, but of course very important rounds here on the 4th map on Paradise. And then we have the last map coming up afterwards. Kappa and Scrappy both with a mistake, and also Pac with a small mistake there, but was able to save it. It is small because both other players have crashed in freewheel, so they lose a tremendous amount of time, and Pac can just cruise it into the ending. But he actually makes that mistake. Can he stick out here? Yes, he can, but he goes for the respawn, so he falls down to P4, and that was unnecessary. But of course, in matter of events, you don't know. Also, Massa failing the ending, so the opposite of this round that you were, forecasting. And Massa winning the round, though. Scrappy almost 2 seconds behind, getting second. Kappa on third, 3 seconds behind, and Pac after that respawn and the mistake only with 3 points.
Yeah, I think Pac definitely is happy that this map is over now. He only got 1 clean round out of 4. So not the best map for him apparently, although it was his map pick. So, but yeah, that's how things can be. And now we go into the 4th map. 4th or 5th?
5th map.
Okay, we go into the last map already. Before we get back to map 1. And this map is gonna be PICICLE. PICICLE, rather easy map. The rounds here are most likely gonna be close. Still, there are a few parts where people will probably choke here and there, but overall, quite easy map. Also, because the identity is quite easy. This is one of the identities where you cannot really catch up to your opponents. If you're like 0.3 behind the identity, it's very unlikely that you're gonna catch up, because everybody is doing the same strat and it always is equally fast. So, on this map, actually, the first half of the map is very important, and afterwards, you don't have a lot of opportunities to catch up. So let's see how Pac will do on this track, because we now go into the first round already.
Yeah, I'm just... you just go ahead, I just want to say something, but I'm going to do it next round. Go ahead.
Alright. So, first round starting here. Start quite easy, just a few no-slide turns. Now a kinda blind jump, but everybody is of course getting it because they practiced it a lot. They drove it 1,000 of times, so everybody is getting it. Now this section here, quite tricky. You wanna land in a light, and now don't hit the tree, of course. Everybody getting it well. Pac a bit behind. Now the exit speed here is quite important. Pac getting it really well, overtaking literally everyone.
Wow.
Now another dirt part coming up. Pac going really close to the wall. Good entry here. Also here the exit speed is gonna matter. You wanna go very close to the left here. Pac not getting it too well. You see the others have a bit more exit speed. And now the glorious jump where you don't wanna hit the tree. Nobody is doing it. Massa almost hitting the checkpoint. Really close round so far. Only Scrappy a bit behind. And after that, we're already getting closer to... Oh, Pac with a weird line here, not having good speed. Has to lift off quite a bit. And now we go into the identity. We have this beautiful camera over here.
I just changed it.
Yeah. So you basically only do 2 180s on the ice and then go. And yeah, there's not a lot. Pac is actually having good speed, but it is not enough. So the entry into the grass before the identity sadly cost him the victory because he lost like 0.2 with that. And yeah, a third place for Pac in the first round.
Yeah, but as forecasted, very, very close round. But Pac still with a good amount of points. 4 points, elevating himself up to 111 points. Then Massa is closing in to Kappa after a good performance here. But yeah, this map is really, really difficult because it's so easy. There are some blind jumps, especially this one, and then also the jump with the tree where Massa almost hit the CP. So that's almost impossible hitting the CP, but they can see how prepared Massa is on this map. And the identity, you can only really... how you can say that you can only choose if you want to have a like less amount of speed and then just travel less distance, or more amount of speed and travel more distance. That's the only thing that you want to figure out on this map, and we have seen that in the past, but it's only like saving 0.2 of a second. So even if you do it bad, you will still get some time. Massa jumping over the tree there. What is he doing there? Massa with a sick line going to that third position, but that was absolutely crazy. I don't want to know what is happening in Trilux chat right now, but let's take a look here. Who's going to win this round? Will Massa redeem himself here? Scrappy with a good amount of speed. Massa actually going to the lead, but Scrappy is coming closer. Massa with a crash, but who's getting first? Pac or Scrappy? Scrappy with a good amount of speed. Who's going to get it? It's Pac staying in first here, but only by 200ths of a second and a 109.82. What a time. Kappa has WR here with a 0.59, so that is 0.23 away. But man, what a risk from Massa.
Holy, what a round. And Massa was like quite a bit ahead of the others, so he was on an insane time. Also to jump over the tree, like holy moly.
Yeah.
That was absolutely insane. But Pac is winning the round, and it is very important for him. He's now up to 121 points, and he only needs 19 more points to enter the finalist mode. So with winning this round, he could already close it out on... Yeah, he could already get finalist on this track, actually, if he wins the 2 next rounds. So let's hope he will do it. Start is looking good, but everybody else having it equal, so nothing is decided yet. Good slide here by Pac, having good speed, so does Kappa. The others falling a bit behind, but not too much. We see different entries here into the dirt. Kappa getting it the best, actually. Pac falling a bit behind, but he is still close. Now the glorious jump, let's see. Let's actually go on Massa. I want to see what he's doing here. Is he gonna go for the tree jump again? Is he gonna jump over it? No, but he's almost hitting check. Okay, someone flipped out. This was Scrappy. Scrappy is out of this round, but the top 3 here is absolutely close to each other. Everybody could still take it. We see. It's gonna depend on... Everybody is so... Dude, what is this? Okay, who is gonna get the best identity? We're gonna see it. Pac currently in the lead. So let's see, the last 180 is gonna decide it all. Is Pac gonna carry it through? It looks like he will. He's having more speed. Who gets second place? It is Kappa. So yeah, another very good time here by Pac. 0.4 behind the current world record. And he is getting to the 131 points, and potentially he could get finalist mode in the next round.
Yeah, and if not, he should really claim a second position that he can just get finalist on the next map in the first round, regardless his position. So he just has to finish. But of course, very important round now for Pac to win. 131 point limit is 140, as we were stating out beforehand as well. So if Pac wins it, he's finalist, and then he has to win one more round in order to qualify himself for the grand final. The top 2 is going through, the bottom 2 is eliminated of this competition. Let's follow Pac here in the last round and see if he can make it. Not the best start though, goes for a different line and has a good amount of speed. So Kappa and Scrappy getting attacked by Pac, and also this was Scrappy getting a weird landing. I think he clipped the border.
Yes.
It is not a different Trackmania game where you can get landing bugs. So I doubt that this was happening, but maybe we have some information about that somewhere, if something weird has happened there. But Pac also not with a good line there, losing the ground contact, and with that he falls tremendously behind. So let's focus on the fight for first position. Massa versus Kappa here. Who is gonna get it? BIG or Berlin International Gaming versus McLaren Shadow here. Who will get it? Kappa with a good amount of speed there, overtaking Massa, coming a bit closer. Who's getting it the best? Massa with more speed. Can Massa snipe it in the ending? No, it's not enough, and Kappa will take the last 10-pointer on PICICLE. So very, very good round from both players. Both times, yeah, almost under 110 here. Massa with a 110.001. And Kappa with a 109.91. So good time. And with that, also Kappa extends his lead towards Massa to 9 points, 118 versus 109 points. So looking promising for Kappa thus far.
Exactly. And we're now going back to the first map again, which was six. Never mind.
Okay. Then we're gonna see map number
Yeah, apparently it's
6 then, yeah.
Semiramis. Yeah. All right. Good to know. So no new map apparently. No repetition. We actually play a new map. It is Semiramis, and Pac is currently looking good. He is at 135 points now, which means he only needs 5 more points for finals mode. But this means that he at least needs to get second in the next round in order to get there. So that definitely should be the goal for him. So yeah, we're gonna see. This map here, one of the more difficult ones if you ask me, because a lot of sections, if you risk them, you are getting very close to the walls. So we will probably see a few touches and crashes here and there. So let's just hope Pac is not gonna be one of them. So now let's go into the first round on Semiramis. Maybe I can explain a bit about the map again. So yeah, start here is quite easy. We have the entry into the dirt. Now the jump into the checkpoint, quite tricky. You already want to angle your car towards the left in order to have a good line here. Now the entry into the grass where you can get a gear down. So you see that people are straightening out their car in order to not get it. Everybody is getting it in this round. Now uphill left, don't hit the signs here on the right, obviously. Now one of the sections that is getting very close here with the wall, and also to jump into this slide here. If you risk it a lot, you're going super close to literally every wall. You can see Pac got it really well here. Now a small grass section into a black platform part where you jump out of into another slide. Very tricky as well. Also tricky with the gears if you don't have the optimal speed. But everybody is getting it. Now a small sausage transition into a jump. Now a slide to the left where you can also drop your gear. But Pac is getting it, going over the edge, which can theoretically give you a penalty, but Pac didn't get it here. And now the identity. You have 3 jumps here where you want to land very smoothly. Pac is doing them really well. He's landing super smooth, but Scrappy as well. Scrappy will not get it with this line. Mark my words. Don't mark them. I actually thought Pac is gonna have more speed, but it doesn't matter because Pac got second. And as I said, he only needs second place to get finalists. So Pac is the first finalist of this match.
Exactly, but also Scrappy with very important 10 points here to come closer to Massa and also to Kappa, up to 108 points, so only 13 points between second, third, and fourth. But we have the first finalist in the match, and Pac has at least 2 finalist attempts alone. Okay, so we didn't mark Granadi's words there. I'm sorry for that, but let's take a look here. Pac with not the best ending by the looks of it. Scrappy had it the best, but of course on Semiramis it can get really hard just judging your release timing and also the speed and the angle. There's so many things that can go wrong here. Also this part here, this left-hander where you want to, yeah, like pre-slide or like slide there, you can do that, but you can also go for a full speed line where you have to opt for a very, very risky line, but someone already made a mistake. It wasn't Kappa, it wasn't Massa, it was Scrappy, and Pac still has that red name. Also Kappa with a mistake, so Massa is the only player who can deny Pac here. So this is already looking really good that Pac is closing it out in the first finals attempt yet again. Will the MnM player redeem himself? Massa is coming dangerously close, so look at the speed from the Berlin International Gaming player. Goes for a good line though, but Pac had better angle here, goes into the lead here. What a risky line from Pac. Oh my god, clips it, but bonks into the wall, and Pac is dead in his first finals attempt, and Massa denies him and goes up to 123 points himself. Kappa in second, and then we have Scrappy eventually getting himself that last position because Pac is denying some points, but that was a very risky line there from Pac indeed.
Yeah, that risk was absolutely insane. He was jumping so close. It's incredible that he didn't even clip the 2 jumps before. Like, holy moly, he was going full in it. But apparently, or sadly, it was not enough in the ending. But he still has a few more, free finalist round, as we call. Basically, a free finalist round is when only one player is finalist and others aren't. So he doesn't need to focus on denying others. So yeah, Pac still has this good situation at the moment. And in the previous round we saw there can definitely be quite a few mistakes here. 2 people died completely. So let's see how it will go in this round. Start was looking well. Scrappy got a small gear down, but nothing too crazy. And Pac again with the best start here. Let's see, now the jump into the slide here. Everybody going super close to the wall. Scrappy has to release a bit. But he's still on the other players' tails. So now Pac with the slide to the right. Everybody getting it well. Massa currently the closest one to Pac once again. It is pretty much the same as in the previous round. Massa 0.1 behind. So let's see. It's gonna come down to the identity again. Scrappy in the meantime quite a bit behind. So Commentary on the identity is like, boah, boah, boah. And Pac getting it really well. Master's jumping very far to the left. But does Pac has more speed? Where's Pac? Pac has more speed, and Pac will be in the grand final. What a race by him.
So Pac is in the grand final. In his second finals attempt, he has closed it out. So really dominating this match, kind of. He was a bit wonky at the start, but then he redeemed himself. So Pac already in the grand final. Congratulations. That is great, but we still play it out for P number 2. It will be between Scrappy, Massa and Kappa, but only one of them can go through. Kappa can already advance to the finals mode if he wins this round. And it is Massa who's not just quite there yet. He's at 129 points, but of course he wants to deny Kappa the finals mode. Okay, interesting line. There are also different wiggles there from the players. Scrappy went for a little bit of a later wiggle by the looks of it and has the best amount of speed. So Scrappy also 114 points he can make it. And that was the slide I was talking about. Kappa with a way more inside line, so he had to pick the angle by just tapping the brake for a split second. So Kappa a little bit further behind because he also didn't get the best speed over this part, was drifting a bit too much. But now it is Massa versus Scrappy, very important 10 points for both of the players. Of course Massa is just not quite there yet if he wins this round, but Scrappy can go up to 124 points. Can good look for the Lazarus play, was falling a bit behind, but good identity, but late release there from Scrappy, so lost a little bit of time. Massa goes into the lead here, great identity, but Scrappy with more speed here, neck and neck between the players. Massa with the outside line, Scrappy with a bit more speed, and Scrappy has it though. Scrappy wins this round, but definitely a great round that we're seeing here. A 110.57. That is a good time on Semiramis, and that was also the last round on this track. And the WR actually is a 0.13 from Massa, so good times, and no one is finalist just yet.
Yeah, still, like, we still have one more slot for the grand final, and everybody of these 3 players could still take it. Scrappy now with the victory, getting closer to the other 2. So the field is getting closer and closer, and people are getting closer to the finals mode, so it's absolutely insane. Massa and Kappa currently at 135 points. Points. So they only need 5 more points in order to enter finalist mode. Scrappy a bit behind with 124, but also Scrappy still has the chance to win. So this is most likely going to be the last map for today. It's going to be Tic-Tac, the first one that we already saw.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, really interested to see. I mean, all players were really even here. If you remember, we had 3 rounds played and everyone was in between each other. Maybe Kappa was a bit weaker here. But of course, we don't know because players have to cope with the pressure. 135 points for both Kappa and Massa. And then Scrappy 124, as you said. So that means that this is the last map. Good luck to the players. Take it over, Granadi.
Alright, WR here, quick reminder, is a 117.15, currently held by Massa actually. So he can definitely be fast here. So let's see if he can show what he can do here. First of all, the jump to the right here, quite tricky already, but everybody getting it super well. Now the entry into the dirt. Kappa will opt for the different line again. Will it pay off in the ending? Scrappy touching. Scrappy is most likely out of this round. And if Massa and Kappa both save it through and Scrappy won't catch up, we will have 2 finalists already. So let's see who's gonna win. It doesn't really matter though in this case. So as long as they stay top 2, the round is already basically set in stone, and we will have a 2 finalist situation in the next round already. But this mistake for Scrappy definitely is very painful, because if he gets last, he will only be at 128 points at the end of this round. He is touching again, so he definitely is out. And if Scrappy still wants to have a chance, he needs to win, I think, 3 rounds in a row now. So looking very dark for him. So most likely it's going to be decided between Massa and Kappa. They are actually battling with each other, but it doesn't really matter in the end. But of course, for the ego, it is still an important round, of course. And it seems like Massa is most likely going to take it. Kappa is quite a bit behind. And yes, exactly. Massa will take the round. As I said, doesn't matter. We will have 2 finalists for the next round, and possibly already the last round of the match.
Yeah, so good luck to both Massa and Kappa. It will be Germany versus the Czech Republic. Scrappy needs to win 2 rounds in a row now, because if he makes a mistake, this will be the last round. So good luck to both players, and also good luck to Scrappy. I'm gonna follow him because he has to deny them twice in a row, and then he has to win 3 rounds in a row. 128 points is of course not the best spot you want to be in if he was at like 130 plus, it would have been better, but of course you cannot choose your points if when both players are finalists. Right now Scrappy is leading the round, looking really good for the Lazarus player. Also a good line over this over the ice. Maybe he has steered a little bit too much there by the looks of it, and yes, he has done that, so he lost a tremendous amount of speed. So Massa and Kappa, both are the finalists. You can see the names are red, are in the lead. Right now it's Massa who is having the upper hand, but Kappa comes back with a great line over the ice section, has more speed, into the lead he goes, and it is him leading the round. So the last part before the identity is coming up, this tricky dirt turn where you want to hold your gear and then, of course, accumulate as much speed as possible. The identity, very important. Different approaches. Kappa jumping so far to the left, and it's Massa with more speed, but different picture in this part here. So Kappa has more speed. It will be all in the ending. Super close between Kappa and Massa. Who will go into the final? Who will accompany Afi, Carl Jr. and Pac? Will it be Kappa or Massa? Massa with the outside approach. Will he get it? Kappa not with the best amount of speed, but Kappa will take it. And Kappa is through. Massa is not making it, and Kappa with a 117.36 is redeeming his ticket into the grand final. And there we have it. Pac, Kappa are through and accompanying Carl Jr. and Afi in the grand final. Both Dennises are out. Scrappy and Carl Jr. I'm saying. Scrappy and Massa are eliminated. Wow.
Oy, oy, oy. What a round. What a time by Kappa as well. He did a point, what was it, 37, 36? Something like that. Definitely like only 0.2 behind the current world record. I think Kappa actually PB'd, because his PB currently was a 0.38, and I think he did like 0.36. So best time to do his PB, I guess. Absolutely insane effort by him, and now Kappa is in the final. So the grand final, which is gonna start, only in like 10 minutes probably, after the players have a quick break, is gonna be, as Turbo already said, Pac, Kappa, Afi, and Carl Jr. We have three people in the final that already were world champion at some point or still are. So Afi, the only one that could become the brand new world champion. And yeah, dude, I am looking forward to that grand final.